GP, are you with me? Say yeah. Day six. Day six on a 40-day juice cleanse for a recovering food addict. A junkie munchie. Or am I going munchy junkie? Either way, you will end up chunky. Hmm? Hmm? Welcome. Mama started the chamomile tea a little too early. Like my body has it can just go through. Look at all this. Look at this. Just supposed to have this cleared. Ooh, getting loose with the production. Hello, 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 hello. I am Bree. My friends call me Breezy. Welcome back, Breezy. Thank you for showing up again. Thank you for being here. It's so funny that it feels like I get excited as if I'm already talking to somebody. No views, no views, no nothing. I'm a little old, tadpole. But something about this process is, mind you, I had every excuse in the book. I don't have time. I don't have the resources. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to start. All the things we justify for ourselves. And then you kind of just get inspired to do something different or do a lot of things different. So I think this is a divine form of a creative expression, which we need, especially if we are just constantly on the go, constantly just, oh my gosh. And can I tell you, when you're fasting, when you can't run to your dopamine hits like food, you can't bathe in Alfredo sauce, you can't. I was about to say an action to do with butter, but I'm like, come on, yo, come on, come on, yo, come on, yo. You showing your sickness. So this is just about being raw and vulnerable, and I am a recovering food addict. I can't even admit it, yeah? I can't even admit it just yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And I just decided to show up every day. And I'm coming up with what I should name this series. Oh, look at you. Series. Yeah, girl. Shoot. You got to walk in the shoes to know how they feel, right? So I'm going through a couple of options and hopefully I'll come up with something that just, this is how, is this how your brain works? It's just constantly analyzing. If you hear the parchness of my dog right now, lapping his water at the perfect time. If not, this is a pretty good microphone, great investment. So, what is your demon? What is knocking at your door? What are you overcoming? I have overcome every single one of my vices outside of food. And mind you, I've been an athlete all my life. I even won a national competition, a transformation competition for losing weight, gaining muscle, all that. So I know how to do it. I know how to do it. It just, why can't you keep it? Why can't you keep it? You know how to attract what you want. What's the dissonance of what's not allowing you to keep it? Where is the restriction? Where is, what is the word I'm thinking about? Somebody help me out. It's not restriction. Where is the resistance? And girl, sir, ma'am, madame, you are blind to, if not a few, majority of those. Did you know that? Of course you didn't, because you're you. You're with you every single day. So until people start activating those parts in you, until people start, circumstances, not even people, circumstances start agitating that, and you're essentially being monitored by how you react. That's the energy, the frequency. Oh, that's the vibe you're sending, and it reverberates back. So I'm noticing as I am going through this process, which is, it's simple, no, it's easy. You are telling somebody who has had a plentiful abundant amount of opportunity to indulge. You've built that habit. It did not come out of nowhere. You've built it, you coped with it, you've rationalized it, you've accepted it. And it all sounded good. Every time you binged or every time you ate past fullness or ate when you're not hungry, you sold yourself on what you were saying at that time to make it right. Or whoever or whatever was in you saying that to make it right. Don't you want to know what that voice is? You are consciously aware you are not hungry. You are actually aware that your resources can go to something different, but you actively choose to order. You actively end up, you just sneeze and you're in a drive through. What? Even if it's healthy, majority of the things I eat are healthy, especially Western standards. But the volumes of it is not for an average person. So where is that? What triggers that? And why is that a band-aid? I heard somebody say the result of your decisions such as that, as ending up on that second plate or ending up shopping and buying more than is required or ending up in that person's bed, that's the smoke of your decisions. You need to find where the fire is. What ignited that need that needed to be compensated, that needs to be covered quick? It needs to be dealt with quick. Send that text. Pull up that app. Let me just see what's on sale. We've gotten so conditioned living how we're living that we just want the quick fixes. I just don't want to feel like this. Well, baby, consider that divine grace, because there is a time where time runs out or up. Or it just gets so bad that you have made irreversible decisions. And if you're anything like me, which I'm pretty sure you are, if you're able to even view this, you have been given divine grace despite your circumstances and your decisions and your self-preservation way of thinking. And it's not to blame you, dear. It's just calling it what it is. Why do you need to use this? What is in you? And I'm telling you, day 6, we had some grumblings. I'm like, oh, the Kraken has woken up. I was so nauseous this morning. First thought was, I might as well just go. I got it. I must need some carbs. That makes sense. You're nauseous. Oh, soup won't hurt. So it's basically liquid soup. You start to rationalize. You have to cut it from the thought and igniting it with an emotional response. You have a millisecond. Your awareness is getting. Oh my gosh. I've had random, just anger filled thoughts bubble up to the surface. Like cussing some old lady out. I was like, why would I do that? Well, what was that? What was that? I'm like, oh, girl, I think you waking something up in your gut. And I think you're interrupting their sleep or their slumber or their way of doing. Hmm? This is what keeps me going. I can do all things. I don't know. It's always activated me. Some of my hardest challenges, I had to recite that. You need to depend on something bigger than yourself. Remember, this is not just for you, this is in your lineage. My goodness. My goodness. What a blessing. Okay. Today's topic, as I mentioned, I am heavily invested in this process. I have hired a coach and I've been fasting for 17 years and had to hire a coach because why? I guess different levels, different devils, because Whatever is self-sabotaging me to the point where I cannot do this on my own, I'm like, oh, there must be some real juice on the other side. If you're having difficulties with things that you have previously accomplished, you have evidence that you have accomplished this. Oh, you might as well get used to, depending on community, the right community. You might as well get used to connecting with people who know more than you and who can break things down at a just phenomenal level. Coming from a person who prides themselves on breaking down complex situations into very simple ways of being, you're not going to be an expert in every, just because I fasted for 17 years doesn't make me an expert. I did it because I had to white knuckle through it. There's ways of understanding, there's ways of breathing, there's ways of moving that could facilitate this process way more simply and easier for you and your digestion and what's inevitably going to come up, the emotions that's going to come up, the nausea, the 12, 15 trips to the restroom, dealing with that, I'm dealing with the expenses. It's an investment. You're using about $300 worth of produce a week. And mind you, there's ways to get, all up and through there, but you want to stay as close to the system as possible. The enzymes I was taking are almost $400. Yeah, you can't look back. You've literally bet on yourself. So what you gonna do? You just gonna, well, or you just get curious, like how far can we go? How far can we go? Let's just see what happens. Relax and release. And as you keep saying that, there are going to be situations that come up that it's a pattern. The stuff you don't want to deal with, or you've been procrastinating with, or you just have a disdain for, or you don't want to deal with it now, it's going to start coming up for you to actually process it quicker, quickly, quickly. Don't let it rest on your chest and get anxiety from it. You're trying to carry things that you can deal with. And if you can't deal with, you know what I'll do? Send it up. Send it up. This is executive level. I gotta send this way up. This is way up. And I'll do the best I can in the meantime. But how you deal with things this next time, you want to get through those patterns a little quicker. They're just like sandbags on your ankles, darling. Let's just deal with it. Let's face the monster. Let's eat the toad and let's move on. Let's just move on. So I love that. I'm saying this to me and you. Fiending for that dopamine. You know what I mean? I was like, I want to buy something. Lord. Whoop. Shake this off of me. Yeesh. Yeesh. A little taste won't hurt. Lord. Come on. Come on. Make it right. Make it right. Oh, this person is pushing me today. Mind you, you're consuming about 2,400 calories of juice. So you're not starving. I was a little light today, you guys. Coach, this is probably in my, wrap up message. I was a little light on juice today and I noticed the difference. You got to follow the protocol. There's no cheap ways, there's no side steps, there's no easy ways. Just face it, baby. Just face it. Just face it. Look at you. Look at you. Face it. Face it. Keep things simple. Okay. I love this because we're still in the free thought phase. I'm on day 6 and I'm not trying to give myself too much structure because, girl, it's not like you got an audience. And that's wonderful. You're here for you and you're here for people who are drawn to you. It's an energy thing. And give yourself patience, but go ahead and start your channel. You probably need somebody to talk about something. Okay. I'm going back to, we have a private group message, which is phenomenal. And I sent a message of me, which was really vulnerable. I sent a message of me like twerking because that's what my coach advised. You gotta oh, dang. My girls, they batch juicing. She said she made 12 juices tonight. The juices, I'm telling you, every day you're spending about 90 minutes juicing. An hour to 90 minutes. This is not light work. This is not for you're not skipping this. You can't just play here. We have a Zoom call tomorrow, so I'm sure I will. Oh, yes. Love your energy. What are the biggest compliments that you get from people? If you can, if this ever reaches anybody, can you put that in the comments? What are the biggest compliments you get from people? And do you believe them when they tell them to you? Like even my coach, she said, girl, you gotta dance. I think she's like dancing demons out, dancing demons out. Like you are two stepping in that orchestra, that choir. Okay, you gotta stomp it out because your mind will get to you. I sent a picture of me. I was grooving. I was getting it. I was getting it. I was getting it. I was getting it. Can you see it? That's a horrible glare. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Because it feels right, you know? She said, dance with your juice. I'm only doing what my coach said. Look at twerking, twerking, twerking. Oh, you can't see it because it's on the. Oh, girl. Boy, just trust me. I was Mary J and Lil Kim up in there. I got the people from the Netherlands in this group. Wonderful. I got people from all over the world in this group, from the United States, everything. So everybody's kind of just experiencing with this. It collectively sucks, It collectively. That's the terms because we haven't hit enlightenment yet. So we're still in that like the gears need to be greased. It's like with any new thing you do, it's going to feel forceful until you build momentum. Should I step forward more in the light? Does that help? Okay. Woo, people are going through cramps. People are going through all of that. Mantra of the day, every sip is a step closer to freedom. Every sip. Every sip. The juice is winning. So this is around the time where your body starts registering like, so we're only expecting juice. Okay, got it. So it can quickly. We're just going through so many shifts and changes. I'm like, how much science do I want to share? How much spiritual stuff do I want to share? How much physical? I'm still on, you know, I'm still recalibrating. And whew, addiction is real. Nobody's really immune to it. But at least know your addictions. Have a conversation with them. You don't want the enemy, any darkness, to know your pitfalls more than you do. It's time to look at them, babe. It's okay. It's you. It's okay. Maybe you can transmute that into something powerful. Do you have dissonance? Are you one way in front of people or are you different when you're by yourself? Do you pick up that piece of trash when nobody's looking? Are you judging people as they walk by but still smiling at them? Is there dissonance? Do you sneak things when you think nobody is looking? Do you go against your integrity when you know you won't have to justify it? These are all subtle ways that we confuse ourselves, that we lose integrity with ourselves. And it's okay. It's a humanistic thing. But our biggest thing is just to find awareness around it, just to be aware. Oh, yeah. At this point, everybody's pretty much feeling overwhelmed, stressed. But we're still polite. We're such a still polite society that you kind of want to keep the vibe right. I'm like, the Kraken has been released. I need to be raw. I need to be real. Our coach, Coach Jazz, you are so phenomenal. I know you're probably never going to see this, but I vibe with this woman. Like, I'm so happy she's holding my hand. She has such a nurturing, touch. Goodness gracious. You can't run to food anymore. How does that make you feel? Pridefully, I'm like, Papi, I can do anything. You ain't gotta, I ain't even stressed. I'm not stressed. Then another side of me is like, ooh, I just want to experience it. Nobody would know if I just spit it out. Your saliva glands would know. The bacteria in your mouth would know. And they're going to send signals to your body that, oh, we get food now. So, oh, we're not doing juice anymore. And we'll just, yeah, we're going to get some solids now. Oh, yep, taste some fat. Oh, yeah. I taste some collagen. Yep. Mm-hmm. No. Aren't you tired of restarting? Aren't you tired of not having certainty of whether you know you can show up for yourself or trust yourself? This is the time to build. And it's going to have a ripple effect in everything you do. You have to have integrity with yourself, and then you can recognize it in other people. You have to have love for yourself, and then you can recognize true love from other people. It's it's quite the mirror effect. And as I'm getting more and more sober, I know after a week, that's when it really starts cranking up. That's when it really starts getting raw. But more than anything, that's when you kind of start to calm down. You have this safe surrendering, just, wow, I'm going to be okay regardless. Even if people, I had this girl text me that I haven't talked to in a minute, and we used to be friends. Not the greatest untethering, but always leave your bridge as best you can, as respectful as you can, as um melodramatic as you can, and understand people are people. You are capable of acting just like the people you tried in the school, just like the people you have altercations with, and just because you see them in one light, people might see you in that light too. Okay, you are what they say. You are a villain in somebody's movie. Mother Teresa was a villain in a lot of people's movies. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So the quicker we get to awareness is what I'm saying, the better. The quicker we stop taking things personal. I had the opportunity to help an elderly woman. You could tell she was scared. Only because I was helping her with her groceries and her garage was open, and I could tell she had to be up there. She was very fragile, very just, but she didn't want to show it. She was behind the counter, and I just happened to ask him, like, is there anything I can do? It was kind of a inconvenience at the moment. And I was like, is there anything I can like just help you with? And you could tell because she had her door open, and I was helping put her like her groceries from her ramp and like actually inside her house on her counter. And mind you, it's Idaho. So as a black woman in Idaho, as a black woman almost everywhere, you become hyper aware of how you come off to people. And especially with elderly white women, you don't want to come off too ferocious. I already have energy, and I was feeling all types of stuff in my stomach trying to check all that juice. And so you try to come off less threatening, and maybe that comes off as having a higher pitched mouth, or have a higher pitched mouth, have a higher pitched voice, or showing the palms of your hands because ancestrally or biologically, the cavemen and that time, what's it called? Come on, evolutionary. That is the general sign. Having your palms up, or like the universal sign of I'm a friend, I'm safe, all that. So all that kind of clicks in. But as I'm doing it, I'm becoming more aware of it. Oh yeah, I still do this stuff. Wow, jeez. And so I asked her, I'm like, is there? And she was just like, oh no, yeah, you could just leave it right there. It's okay. I'm like, is there anything else I can do for you? And she's like, ah. And I was like, what? Mind you, I got to go. I was like, you better speak now for hold your peace, girl. You see the stallion in front of you? You know I could grab something. Let me know. So she told me, she was like, oh, can you check in the garage if there's paper towels? I said, okay, sure. I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this door open. Her name was Betty. All right, Miss Betty, I'm gonna leave this door right here. I'm gonna go check in your garage to see if you have any paper towels, okay? And so she was like, all right, well, I communicated with the whole time. I said, okay, I see this. And I only saw uh, bath tissue, toilet paper. I was like, Miss Betty, I only see toilet paper now, girl. And she had probably one of the most organized garages for an older woman. You know, we're in the age of just so much stuff. So much stuff. And it made me think, I'm like, is she preparing? She seems like the woman to not burden her kids with all her stuff. She looked like she lived a simple life. I'm telling you, she had maybe 6 or 7 boxes neatly stacked in the garage, and that's it. No huge totes, no just Christmas decor. No, no, just this says pictures. This says for family. This I'm like, oh dang. She had to be in her 90s. She was pretty frail. And I was like, all right, Miss Betty, I don't see any paper towels. There's just toilet paper. She's like, oh well, that's okay. I was like, all right, Miss Betty, well, I'm gonna head out. Is there anything else you need me to do? And I could tell she hesitated for a second. She wanted to tell me something. And I'm still in this just, oh, I gotta go get juice. I gotta go work. I gotta go, make sure, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping. Okay, I gotta go. Because you're grocery shopping every couple of days. I like to do 2 or 3 days at a time. The things I can get bulk at Costco, like, celery, cucumber. I try, but cucumbers, I like my juices as fresh as possible. So that's the cross I burden. And if I just had a little more capacity, who knows what that would have turned into. And that's really just the importance of having a calm nervous system. You pick up on cues like that. I picked up on one of her cues, but I didn't act on another one that I'm sure I picked up that I probably wouldn't have picked up, regularly. What else? Oh my gosh, I returned something to Ulta today. I'm the type that I'll just keep it, whatever. But this scent, mm-mm, mm-mm. I couldn't do it. I was like, this smells. I can't even represent this. I can't represent this. And I had enough gall to actually go to Ulta because now our time is being, you're spending an hour and a half a day juicing. You have to prioritize. And you're going to do in red light and you're doing Vibrashake. And you're doing these journals, these reflections. The fog hasn't lifted, but it is becoming more sparse. It is lightening. So even being able to recall my day like this is cognitively is I see progress. How wonderful. What a blessing. Went to Ulta, just knocked it out. You know, Raj gets walked twice a day. He has his own meal time. All that. All that. I'm saying all that. Like I got the hood on my back. Got the hood on my back. Anywho, I went to Ulta and I was just honest with my, hey girl, I didn't even know the return process. I said, so did you need the packing slip or what do you need? She's like, oh girl, I met the dopest girl up in there. She's like, oh girl, I think I brought you with the energy you bring, especially in the service industry. Like you're talking to your friend instead of somebody who's supposed to wait on you hand and foot, especially in Idaho. The demographic, you know who you are. So a lot of people don't expect you to just come in and even in Ulta, that's a woman's like candy store. Oh my gosh. They just don't expect you to come in with a great attitude or just with energy. And mind you, I felt like I ran over past them. I'm like, woo, cravings are hitting, baby. I'm like, I hope she don't see me sweating up in there. There was a Red Lobster right across the street. I'm like, jeez, woo. I can't even tell you I can't even tell you the last time I've had Red Lobster. I was like, do they got a 12 pack of biscuits I could just sit in my car and devour? Girl, girl. I'm joking, but as you can tell, I'm 100% for real. Anywho, she was really cool. So I was like, hey girl, what's the process? She broke down the process. It was just me and her. It was kind of early, so it was very intimate. So She's like, well, what do you think about exchanging something? Would you like to exchange or just return? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a gift card. So I'm like, okay, let me just go find something that I can just exchange it with. Ah, girl, I didn't have any wherewithal of the layout. So I just picked something, just a new scent that I might like. And girl, I was just like, here you go. And we just ended up having a phenomenal conversation. Her name was Breland. Breland from Ulta in Boise. You were amazing. And I had a childhood best friend whose name was Breland. She was my neighbor. Her name was Breland Craig. And that was the only other time I've ever heard that name before. So it was interesting. It was just an interesting dynamic. It was an interesting, it was like we understood each other. It was just so lighthearted. And we were just equally exchanging energy. Nobody was on a hierarchy. No, I can't really explain it. And as we're talking, I kid you not, people, I didn't know where, mind you, this was right when they opened up the store. People kind of started gathering around us. And next thing I know, somebody was next to me and she wasn't even ready to check out. She was just standing there. I'm like, that's kind of weird. And there was a daughter and a father, and the daughter happened to be in a wheelchair. I guess she broke her leg, so she had a cast on. And I was like, oh my gosh, hey girl, are you still on winter vacation? I mean, y'all getting 2 weeks paid? Like, like y'all work at, I made some joke like that. And she just lit up and she started talking about how she just got her cast off. And then her dad chimed in, like, hopefully it's the last one. I was telling about how injuries that slow us down, build character, like when we're forced to sit down. And I said it in a way that kids could kind of resonate with. And her dad was like, oh my gosh, I hope this is the last one now. But it lightened up. It felt like the lights got lighter in that store, all based off of just human connection, us actually acknowledging one another and speaking to one another as if we're part of just a community. 5 random strangers just happened to be at this register and we left laughing and left a little lighter. Now, I don't know what was the conduit to that, but I have an idea of, the vibration, the reverberation. Girl, foaming at the mouth. Excuse me. There's something being cultivated. I always joke around when people talk about my energy. That's the compliment I get the most. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to monetize that? Like, do I look like GE? How do I monetize energy? What? I got some windmills coming out my ponytail. Can you imagine that? What am I supposed to do with that? How do I put that on a resume? My coach showed me that today. Oh my gosh, I love your energy. I'm just participating. The cashier today told me that. Oh my gosh, I love your energy. She's like, you fire. I was like, girl, what? I was like, oh, like horoscope? Oh, like astrology? Now I follow astrology. Pop culture, horoscope, astrology, like syncing your moon to certain cycles, like take a snapshot of your birth chart. It's all tools, it's all information. Whether you use that or not is entirely up to your discretion. But she guessed everything about me. I'm like, wow, this was just this fed me. And after I left that interaction, I was feeling no nausea, no hunger pains, no cramps. I was still a little bloated because we having a full on civil war in there. It's with love and it's gentle and it's supported. But what you repressed wants to come up. It's like holding a balloon underwater. You're tired of holding it down. Also, it's ready to come up. So who's gonna give in? Who's gonna give in? What's the least resistant way of doing this? You don't want stress, you don't want resistance. You have to reassure yourself that you've made it this far. You will figure out whatever you need to figure out. The resources will come, the help will come, the opportunities will come. You will be fine. You will be safe. This is beyond you. Hate to break it to you. Can you imagine telling a Leo that? This is beyond you, sweetheart. Good. Then we don't have to make it about me. Then I don't have to perform. Awesome. I could be in the shadows. Perfect. Perfect. This is about the greater. It's something greater. And when I completely fall in line with that and accept it in my heart, y'all be the first. You'll be the first to know. I promise you that. I promise you that. I think we have to start really asking ourselves questions because questions expose motives. I'm gonna give me a bullet point. I'm gonna give me a list soon. Even in dating, you ask enough questions, people will tell you who they are. If you allow somebody to just talk, they'll show you. They'll show you. And you'll show you. You'll show you. All right, dear. That is day 6. We gotta get the dog to bed. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It has not been 36 minutes. It has not. Well, my mentor says every now and then you gotta drop a big one. My business mentor. So I have a juicy mentor, business mentor, and a relationship mentor who I wholeheartedly respect and admire in my mind, in my life. These people go through every wall, every field. They just resonate with me so well. I hope one day they're truly about my tribe, but until then, to be in this proximity is a blessing. I know we can get caught up in complaining about circumstances, and they are valid. Those circumstances are very valid. But just as much as you think about the circumstances you think are holding you back, think about the opportunity you get that you're listening to this, that I'm able to be here and talk about this, that I have a juicer, a pricey juicer I'm able to use. I think about that when I faced homelessness a couple of times and nobody has known. I faced severe betrayal, heartbreak, deception, debt, all of this. And I've just kind of kept it to myself. Nobody needs to hear about it. It's okay. I'll figure it out. That's a lot to carry. And you've learned to carry that since you were a child. You've learned to swallow that. You learned to keep quiet. You learned to not complain. You were conditioned for that. So, of course, it's going to come out as an adult. And probably in a more of a hyperactive way since your prefrontal cortex is developed. But you can't get to your prefrontal cortex because you're constantly in your amygdala. And that's where the fight, flight, freeze response is activated. That's where all your emotions are. That's where your reactivity is. Isn't this basically how we got in the situation? You're reactive. You're reactive. You need immediate soothing. But that soothing no longer works. So we have to be open to trying new things, right? And that's why we're on this road. And that's why we're here to try new things, to experience things through different people. You're experiencing my life, my journey through me. And I will only get better at articulating it. I will only get better at connecting. I will only get better at expressing. But for now, I need to show myself. You need to show yourself. You can show up for yourself. Even if you think you don't know what you're going to say, pray, ask for it, be open. Some people journal before they start talking. Some people just, I thought I would need a whole PowerPoint. But as soon as somebody gave me the permission to not be perfect, I'm like, All right. So you got to be perfect. The muscle isn't showing up every day. And what a blessing it is to do that. So I hope you know that you are capable and you can handle anything that comes your way. I would like us to do it more intentionally, though. That big bad wolf is not as big as bad as you think. This is especially for people who don't necessarily fear their circumstances, they fear what's in here of what you're actually capable of, whether that's for your detriment or for your progress. The biggest bully is here. I'm like, people can bring things up to you, but sweetheart, you can never go to the depths I've gone on myself. And that takes, girl, grace, forgiveness. Please forgive me. I love you. Speaking lovingly to yourself. What can I do for you? Brizzy, what can I do for the future you? I've been asking myself that throughout the day. What would make my life easier in the morning? What would make my life easier for future Brizzy? And then I find myself when I do things, like I expect my chapstick to be lost somewhere, but I actually put it in the place where it's supposed to be. And instead of frantic, I'm like, oh my gosh, what a surprise. It's actually there. It's there. And I tell myself, thank you, past Breezy. I'm saying thank you, future Breezy. Thank you, past Breezy. Because it's symbiotic, the word. Sounds good, so we're going to leave it there. It's all happening at once. And if you know how to show yourself gratitude, you don't mind showing it to other people either. And you actually know how to receive it because I'm practicing giving and receiving. I'm doing for myself and I'm also receiving for myself. And I think that's just a phenomenal place to be in. So I will leave it right there. I hope you're having a wonderful night wherever you are. And I hope you stick with your promises. And I hope me showing up as raw as it's going to get through the migraines, through the nausea, through the, oh gosh, the withdrawals, through the emotion that's bound to come up because you've gotten so good at hiding it and burying it. I hope you find grace and I hope you know, girl, you just don't know what's on the other side. You've gotten glimpses, you felt it. But what would happen if you just decided to fall? How good is it when somebody catches you or when something catches you? Like, oh my gosh, I knew it. I knew it. Even if it's you catching you, even if it's you catching you, let's just see what we can do. All right, babe. I love you. Whew. I'm not gonna lie. The nighttime thoughts have been kind of getting a little, ooh, I'm like, what is getting real? It's getting real. Am I procrastinating going to sleep? But you need sleep. That's part of the process. You need sleep. Just hydrate, meditate, talk to yourself, talk to your higher self, talk to God, talk to a friend, talk to your dog, you know? Process. And I promise, I just know what comes of this is going to be something great. So thank you for sticking with me. And I'll be sticking with you every single day. Come back tomorrow to check if I'm still sane. Okay? All right, dear. I hope you have a wonderful night and I will see you tomorrow. Okay. We out of here.